Hi, my name is Denise Kuehner. I'm a Space Foundation teacher liaison, and in this short video I'm going to give you an overview of a lesson that I created teaching students how to train like astronauts. First, I started out by sending a letter to each class. We're in a science lab and the students come to the science lab. So they got a letter inviting them to the Astronaut Training Center. So I put a notice on the door that said the lab was the Astronaut Training Center. When they came in, I had 6 different stations set up. I did this activity with first graders, but it could be adapted to any grade level. One of the stations was an EVA, extravehicular activity. So they had to move along a rope using ski gloves, like space gloves. I made a glove box out of a cardboard box by cutting holes and then taping some gloves with duct tape and putting some rocks inside. And I told the students that they were working with rocks that had to be protected from earth, dust, and germs. And 2 students could work in one glove box at a time, and they could sort the rocks and examine them. They could compare them, they could compare their colors, their textures. Another station was designing and creating mission patches. I gave them a couple of examples of actual mission patches, and I gave them white circles of paper. I had cut them out in advance, but you could have your students cut them out. I gave them pencils, and I gave them a few suggestions. They could put their name, they could draw things related to space, they colored them with colored pencils, and they got to take them home. So when I was creating this lesson, there were a couple of different kinds of standards that I was keeping in mind. We're located in New Jersey, which is a next generation science standard state, and we do space in first grade, and the students need to learn that the sun, the moon, and the stars describe patterns that can be predicted. So that's their performance expectation. I also wanted them to learn about careers. So we have a career standard, which is explain why knowledge and skills acquired in the elementary grades lay the foundation for future academic and career success. So I wanted them to learn about careers in space. All right, so this next station is building with Lego pieces. I asked the students to build something and then pretend that something had broken or come apart and they needed to repair it. So they had to rebuild it, because that's one of the things that astronauts need to know how to do, is fix things on the fly. At this station, we were learning about a particular astronaut named Wally Schirra. He was one of the original Mercury 7 astronauts. He's from the town that we work in. So I wanted the students to know a little bit about his life. And because they were first graders, I wanted them to know how to spell his name. So I gave them some pictures at different stages in his life, and I asked them to put them in order based on how old he looked, and I also put his ages at the bottom so they could check the ages. I also gave them letters so that they could spell out his name. So this could be done with paper letters. I had somebody cut foam letters using a laser cutter, and they spelled out the letters in his name, and I gave them a folder which was closed and asked them when they were done, they could look inside the folder to check their work. As I said, this activity is for first graders, so they're just learning how to read and how to spell. So if they were older students, it could be more age appropriate and give them more reading content. There's one last station that they need to rotate through. Oh, here we are, checking our work to make sure we spelled the name correctly. At our last station, we did some exercising. The students had to do as many jumping jacks as they could in the given amount of time, because astronauts need to be fit and healthy. And then to practice our math, we wrote down our total on the board. So the students had a great time. This was a really fun activity. We had about 5 minutes per station, but you could adapt that. We do lots of different kinds of activities in this lesson. We do science at the glove box station because the students are observing and classifying materials. We do technology and engineering at the Lego station because the students are designing and building tools and solving a problem. We do art and design with the mission patches. We do math at the exercise station. The students count their jumping jacks and write their totals on the board, and that's usually a 3-digit number. So we have all the elements of a STEM or STEAM lesson, STEM or STEAM. We also have some kinesthetic learning. We have moving around, which is great for young kids. All right, so that's an overview of the 6 stations that we did in our Astronaut Training Day lesson. I hope you enjoyed learning about it, and I'd be happy to answer any questions about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.